Hey everyone, our today's webinar is about the Manufacturing Operations Applet. So let me give you a brief overview, like what's the purpose of this applet. So this Manufacturing Operations Applet, from the name you can already understand, it's basically used in our MRP module. So this applet is used for the manufacturing process. So in this applet, you can see there are two menus. One is the operator PMC, which is for the operators. Another one is the supervisor PI, which is for the supervisors. So ideally, if you navigate to this applet, you will be only able to see the operator PMC menu because this supervisor PI applet is controlled by permission. So if I go to the settings in the client side permission, you can see there's one permission called MRP supervisor. So the supervisor PI, this menu is basically controlled by that permission. So once any user will have that permission granted, then that user will be able to see the supervisor PI. Else there will be only operator PMC, which is for the operator mainly. So let's start from the supervisor PI. So in the supervisor PI menu, you can see there's a listing for the supervisor, which is basically listing the process instance with the job order number, the process template, the process type, the sequence, the priority, the process status, the machine code, the item name, the item code, quantity, EOM, all those things. So let me give you a bit background from where it's basically coming from. So in order to find out that, we need to go to the PPM applet, which is production planning and monitoring applet. So in the PPM applet, we can have a sales order listing. So this sales order listing is basically coming from the sales order created by the sales agents. So each sales order can have a different status for each of the item, which can be P, S, or EX. So P means in production, S means scheduled, EX means existing stocks. So the planner will come to this production request, this menu. So from here, they will be able to see all of the sales orders, and then they will check the outstanding report to see the balance quantity for each of the item. The outstanding quantity means the required quantity, and the net outstanding. So after observing all those things, they will either approve or reject the production request. Then after that, the job order needs to be created. So in order to create the job order number will be automatically generated based on the year, month, and day format. So from here, they just need to fill in the item code, choose the item name, and the other things will be automatically filled in. And they need to choose the process instance from the group name. So once this job order has been changed, like so after job order creation, first thing they need to link the sales order. So in order to do that, they need to come to the sales order link menu and click on the plus, and they will be able to see the sales order listing. So from there, they can select the sales order and click on add. Okay, so here they need to fill in the quantity. They should be able to generate the processing instance. So once the process instance has been generated, then only the job order will move to the supervisor PI. So from here, the supervisor can check the job order number. They can click on it to see all of the details and all those things. So each job order will have input item, output item. So from here, the supervisor will mainly set the priorities. So let me explain what is priority. So each like in order to complete one job order, there can be multiple processes like stranding, coiling, sheeting, drawing, all those things. So there's already one column called sequence. So the sequence means, let's say, in order to produce this item, the stranding needs to be done first. So that's why it's sequence one. So after that, it may be sheeting or armoring or whatever, depending on the sequence, and all those coming from the process template, basically, which is uploaded in the process maintenance applet. So here, the supervisor will basically set the priority for the operator. So let's say the supervisor set the priority to 1. So in that case, in the operator PMC, that job order will appear first, meaning the operator will start working on that job order first. So let's say for this example, here I have one job order with priority 1. So once the operator starts working on this job order, then automatically the priority will be changed, and the next priority will become the priority 1. Meaning once I start working on my priority 1, then my priority 2 will become my priority 1. Meaning next time I'll pick up this job order first. So here from the operator point of view, they can check all of the details. They can change the process. They can change the process status from planned to in progress. Then for each of the job order or for each of the process, there will be input item and output items. So input item means the raw materials that would be required, and this is possible that the output of one process can be input of another process. So after each process, there will be some output items. So for the input item, let's say this is my input item for this process or this job order. So I can select the input item, or from the operator point of view, they can select from which bin they want to utilize the input item or so on. And then for the output item also, so let's say this is the items that will be produced after end of this process or end of this job order. Then I can select like the total quantity that I produced, I want to divide in how many bins. So let's say here I have total 200 container measure, and I want total 5 bins. So if I click bulk add, then here I will have like 5 bins. Then I can select this and bulk remove as well. So that's about input and output basically. The initial check, this one you can skip for now. Then we have work log. So here mainly the operators will do the work logs. So in order to create a new work log, the operator can click on this plus. So this machine code, job order number, the shift date, the shift type, these things will be pre-filled in. So the shift type can be changed from here. Then the person in charge, the PIC is basically coming from the login, but it can be changed as well from the dropdown, as you can see. Then the start button and end button. If I click on the start button, then the current date, time, everything will be automatically filled in into this start time field. Similarly, if I click on end, then the end time will be filled, and the total time consumed will be automatically calculated based on the difference of the start date and start time and end time. Meaning once the operator will start working on this process, they will click start. Then the process might take some times or few hours to complete. So once completed, they can click on the end. Then the end time will be automatically picked up, and the total time consumed will be calculated. Though the item code, the item name will be pre-filled in, they don't need to do anything here. And then in here, the OD start, OD mid, OD end, here the operator needs to fill in. So let's say the OD start can be 100. The OD mid can be, let's say, 500. And the OD end, let's say I put 700, something like this. So meaning I started producing from 100 meter, then mid was 500, for example, and then I ended at 700. So the total quantity required will be automatically filled in. Only the quantity produced will be filled in by the operator. So this quantity produced can be less than, equal to, or more than the total quantity required. So if it's less than, then that means in order to fulfill this one, more things needs to be produced. And if it's equal, then equal. If more, then that one can be utilized to fulfill later orders. So let's say for this sample scenario, I'll just key in something less. So I'll key in 700. So if I key in 700, then the quantity produced discrepancy will be automatically filled in, which is 200 in this case. And if there's any remarks, then these things can be filled in by the operator as well. So once this is done, then they can click on create and the workflow will be created. So once the process has been completed already, then the process status will be changed to pending approval. And once it's changed to pending approval, then it will go to the supervisor again for approval. So from the supervisor point of view, they can filter by the pending approval process status over here. And they can check all of the details. And then they can either mark this as completed, cancelled, on hold, or whatever, or ready. So usually in the ideal scenario, they change it to ready or in something like that. For each of the menu, here we have the advanced search, which allows the user to search based on any specific fields. So in the process type, in the operator PMC, the operators can filter the listing based on process types as well, or based on priority. So let's say they want to filter only the priority one processes, so they can do that as well using the advanced search filter. So similarly, like the operator for the supervisors, there's also the advanced search as I was showing earlier. So here they can search by the job order number, based on the machine, the process type, the priority. So the priority obviously set by the supervisor himself, then the process status and all those things. So yeah, that's basically about the manufacturing operation applet. So in the manufacturing operation, there's mainly two menus, one for the operator and another one for the supervisor. So after manufacturing operation, once it's ready, then it will go to the internal packing order applet, which will be explained in another webinar session. So thank you everyone for listening and have a good day.